Alright, day 4. Gonna, plan is there's an open mic tonight in Manchester at Murphy's Tap Room, which was when I was asking Boston comedians before I started, this was the one open mic that they really highly recommended, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm still in Hampton Beach. Gonna head out, get a coffee at the Coffee Break Cafe, which is highly recommended for Hampton Beach, according to the internet, where I've done all my research. I'll start doing more word of mouth stuff, but you're gonna have to see the Hampton Strip, the Hampton Beach Strip, to really believe it. So this is the Hampton Beach Strip and boardwalk, and hopefully you can see some of the actual beach itself. So lots of bars and a casino. Apparently ZZ Top will be here in like a month, so that's exciting. First up, I got coffee at supposedly the best coffee place in Hampton Beach, the Coffee Break Cafe. It was really nice. They let me. It was the first place I had Wi-Fi, so I spent a couple hours in there just writing, which was cool. It was very cozy, probably a lot cozier than some of these places. The first stop on the way to Manchester is in Hampton, the town, not the beach. I don't know if they're technically two different towns or not, but I want to see a mansion that's that used to be owned by a New Hampshire general who supposedly sold his soul to the devil for gold. So, Norm Macdonald's gonna be here. That's my favorite comedian. He's got a podcast that has been updating lately, but it's very hit or miss, and he wrote a novel last year that's one of the funniest books I've ever read. Norm he's my favorite. I think he's possibly the best, like, just technical comedian at just telling pure jokes. That's probably contentious, but that's how I feel. And so I'm gonna see this general's house, and then I'm gonna hopefully see the Robert Frost farm where he lived, and I hope it's not going to be a big deal. I'm wearing a Kurt Vonnegut t-shirt, so I don't want to bring prose to a poetry fight, but hopefully they'll be chill about it. And then if there's time left, I'll see a waterfall. Otherwise, I'll just head right to Manchester. So that's Hampton Beach. So, that mansion is apparently now a private residence, so I cannot, unfortunately, just barge right in. But the anecdote I read about the general online that I liked is that, so his deal with the devil was that he sold his soul, and in exchange the devil would had to fill his boots with gold. So what he did was he cut out the soles of his boots and put them above the basement so that it would fill up his whole house. Probably just a folktale, but it's endearing. Other just kind of funny thing that happened in Hampton Beach was that my friend and his brother were walking out along the jetty, and there was just a bunch of like high school kids like trying to sneakily smoke pot in the way that high school kids do, that's not even the slightest bit sneaky, and they were like trying to hide it. They like saw us coming and they like tried to hide it, so it was just a fun little moment. Like I look like a cop, come on, I'd be eaten alive in the police academy. I haven't even seen all the movies. So that was the Robert Frost farm, where he did write like a ton. It's really pretty. There's a walking trail, and there is a $5 guided tour of the house, which I didn't take. But the trails are free, and there's like his barn is available to just like kind of wander around in. This is, I think, hilarious that he wrote The Road Not Taken, and now his farm is on a state highway. But again, everyone here has been very friendly to me, and I can't tell if this is just like a friendly state, or it's friendly part of the state, or it's because I just look like I'm 12. But I had a long talk with one of the park rangers, because it's now gone into custody of the New Hampshire State Parks and Recreation Department. So I was just talking to the park ranger. She told me some jokes, and we just talked, and she's great. Really nice people running the place, and it's really cool. There was a video of Robert Frost, and he said that he thought one of the most important things, or one of the best things a poem could do, was use humor. And he talks about his like reverence for like children's poems and Mother Goose. It's really cool, and I guess that makes it relevant to my little adventure. So next time I'm gonna get some lunch at Clam Haven, and then so I just had lunch at this place in Derry, New Hampshire, called the Clam Haven, which came recommended by that same nice park ranger. And she says it's a very well respected place in Derry, New Hampshire, where you know it's spring when Clam Haven opens, and you know it's winter when Clam Haven closes. And I went because I was drawn there because there was a big sign advertising a calamari basket for $7.50. So I got that. It was a good deal, which I then kind of spoiled by getting a clam chowder. So I kind of spent the savings on that. But you can't go to a place called Clam Haven and not get clams. There's also, this killed me, I love this. It was called Lady Clam Chowder because it had lobster in it. And they let me get it even though I'm not a lady, so I am thankful for that. And I'd say, like, coming from a place well known for clam chowder, it was pretty good. The broth maybe a little weaker than I'm used to, but the clams themselves and the lobster was like really, really meaty. Normally it's like mostly potatoes in Boston, I'll be honest. So you really got. So if there's any ladies out there looking for a clam chowder, it's a good deal. Now I'm off to see a waterfall that apparently, this is the day of things where apparently Satan caused mischief. Because this was a waterfall that he ruined a pot of beans at. It's called Purgatory Falls. That's the next stop. Just don't care if it just don't come, 'cause you know it falls for me. Just don't matter, just don't. towards Manchester from Purgatory Falls. I'm excited. On our right, I came it. Should be the Purgatory Falls alpaca farm coming up soon, so that's exciting. Want to see a whole bunch of llamas or alpacas. I guess there's probably technically a difference, but I don't know it. So I believe very soon, Purgatory Falls alpaca farm coming up. The waterfall is pretty cool. The story goes that Old Scratch himself, Satan, was trying to tempt some church-going New Hampshire men with a bean feast, a feast of beans, but he overboiled the beans. There's the alpacas. I don't know if we can see any. There they are. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that came out on the GoPro or not, but there's a bunch of them. Anyway, so Satan's tempting these men with beans, but he overboils the water and melts the rock and gets caught in it, which is and forever like marks the land, and that's why it's like that, the rocks. Now, I like that story because I like the idea of these old Puritans believing that Satan rules over a land of fire but doesn't know how to cook beans without burning himself. Something that every 8-year-old Boy Scout can do. So Boy Scouts 1, Satan 0. Off to Manchester.